Hey, this is Gina Grad.
Hi, this is Teresa Strasser.
Hi, everyone. This is Mike Errico.
Hey there, this is Casey Cavalier.
I'm Rocky Rose.
And you are listening to The Jay Franzi Show.
Lucky you.
Welcome to The Jay Franzi Show. A behind-the-curtain look at the entertainment industry with insights you can't pay for and stories you've never heard. Now, here's your host, Jay Franzi.
Well, hello, and welcome to the show. I am Jay Franzi, and this is your backstage pass to the music industry. Joining me tonight is my good friend Keith Sensing, and we get to talk with an amazing country music recording artist. We get to talk with Billie Jo Jones. We'll talk to her about what Christmas for the Kids was like, her new album, and we'll discuss her latest award, Emerging Artist of the Year. Now, Billie, she is not just an amazing artist, she is an amazing person, and I can't wait to talk with her tonight. So if you would like to join in, comment, or fire off any questions, please head over to jfranzi.com. Now, let's get started. Billie, my friend, how are you?
I am doing great. How are you?
I am good. I have that slight bone to pick with you about being in Nashville and not letting me know.
Oh, no.
But other than that, why don't we jump in there and talk about what Christmas for the Kids was like?
Oh my gosh. I know. I'm sorry. It was well, I wouldn't say quick. I was there for like 5 days, but it was, I had 800 things going on. I was back and forth doing different stuff. Was it 5 days? Maybe it was only like 3 or 4 days, but it felt like I was there for like 10 days. But yeah, it was a good trip. It was a quick trip. We got a lot of stuff done, and I'm actually going to be back in Nashville January 8th through the 10th, recording my second album with Kent Wells. So I'm super excited about that. We haven't done Christmas yet, actually. We are getting ready to. Santa Claus comes tonight to our house, so that's what we're getting ready for.
Okay, let's explain why tonight.
Well, so we have a blended family, and so in order to have everyone, where they need to be, then that's kind of how we have to do it.
All right. Well, hey, that works.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about the second album, but tell us why you were in Nashville recently.
Yes, so I was in Nashville for, I had a couple different business meetings that we had, and then we also did a couple of interviews. I performed on CCM there in Nashville, and then I also did an interview with RFD TV. And then the biggest reason I was there, I actually got to be a part of the Christmas for Kids event that they do in Hendersonville, Tennessee, where they bring all the tour buses. They had over 80 tour buses this year, over 80 artists that were there, and families and friends and kiddos and everything come out, and you pay $5 a piece, and you get to meet the stars and have us autograph stuff for you. But more importantly, it's raising money for the kids that aren't able to have a Christmas. So I think that's pretty special. And I think like Conway Twitty was one of the first artists that did that, several years ago when they started it. So this year, Chris Stapleton was there. Chase Matthews was there. I'm trying to think. I was on my bus, so I didn't see too many people. I stepped off my bus and I went and met Nancy Jones, which is George Jones's widow. And I'm telling you what, she was just the sweetest and cutest thing. I absolutely loved her. So I got to spend about 10 minutes with her on her bus, and she is very, very sweet.
That's very cool. I know I saw so many people that I know at a bus, and I was like, what is going on? Why are there so many buses there and everything? Mm-hmm. It was pretty cool. How did you get involved in it?
So my media team is 2911 Media there in Nashville. And so Jeremy and Scott work very closely with the label that I'm on, Get Joe Records. And so they invited us to come out and be a part of that. And it was incredible. It was so much fun. I'm hoping I get invited back next year because I love it. I would go every year if I could.
So you said there was 80 plus buses.
Yes.
And you obviously manned one of them.
I did.
How did the guests interact with the people on the buses?
Yeah, so I know that when they get there, they like pay I think it's like $5 per person to help raise money for the event, and then they are given a like an autographed book that they can carry around to have all the artists sign, or they'll have their own stuff with them. Some of the guests that came brought their own, pictures or T-shirts or whatever that they wanted signed, and so they will just make their way around. A lot of people will go and head straight to like Chris Stapleton, like his bus was there. So his line was long all night long. Like people were just waiting in line to go see Chris Stapleton. So as soon as some of them went onto Chris's bus, and they started, going around to the other buses. And so they would just come up, they would come on the bus, and my bus driver, oh my gosh, he was just the sweetest thing. And it was raining. That was the bad part that evening. It was raining off and on. The weather was terrible, but there was still so many people. And my bus driver went and stood outside in the rain and was like, "Hey, have you met Billie Jo Jones? You need to come on here and meet her and say hi." And so he was, coaxing people to come up and see me, because I'm a new face. I'm a new artist, and I don't have the name like Chris Stapleton just yet. So people don't really know who I am. But they started piling on the bus, and I took so many pictures and signed so many autographs, and they went and, wandered through the back of the bus and saw the bunk beds and all the cool stuff. So it was a lot of fun.
That is cool. What did you take away from the event?
I literally didn't know what to expect. I didn't know, what it was going to be like, how it was going to go. And I honestly was just blessed. I was blessed for the opportunity. I love to meet people. I mean, if you go to, a live show of mine, a full band show, I always wait after the show and go to my merch booth and greet, anybody and everybody and sign autographs as long as it takes, because that's my favorite part of the show. I love to perform, but my favorite thing is meeting all the people. So it felt like they were, at my show coming to hang out with me. So it was a lot of fun.
How long was the event?
It started at 5. I think the doors or whatever opened at 4. And then people started going around 5 o'clock. And then we were there until about 9 or 9:30.
Oh, wow. So it's about 4.5 hours.
Yeah. It was good, though. It was a lot of fun.
How is your tour schedule nowadays? Are you just constantly on the road? How many days a year are you?
Yeah, so this year I think I did about 140 dates this year. Next year is a little bit on hold. We have some stuff going on that I can't talk about that we're working on. So January through March, I'm a little tied up. So I've only got a couple of things where people can see me like January through March because of some stuff we're doing. But I'm hoping after that we will get back at it. And I know that we have a lot of out of Texas dates that we are working on. So I'm excited for that because I love playing in Texas. That's where I live. But I think we are ready to branch out and start touring some bigger stuff now. So
I tell you, my daughter lives in Tyler, Texas, actually.
Oh, very cool. I'm literally 45 minutes from there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
nice.
I live in Grand Saline, Texas. So I'm about 45 minutes from Tyler.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah. Very cool.
So you said you're going on my birthday. You're going back into the studio to record your second album. So you're working with Kent again. Mm-hmm. So tell me about the new album.
Oh, gosh. We actually went today to my guitar player's house, and we did like six or 7 demos so that we could send them off to Kent so he can get all that hard work done for it. But I am super excited for this next album. My first album, I only wrote, I think, 2 or 3 songs on it. And so far for this album, out of the, I think we're doing 12 songs. And out of the 12, so far, I think I've written either 9 or 10 of them, or co-wrote 9 or 10 of them that'll be on the album. So I'm very excited about it. And it's, oh gosh, I don't know. It's really good. I didn't know if we would be able to beat the first album, because I feel like my first album is really strong. I've had 2 number 1 songs in Texas off that album, 2 number 1s on CDX True Indie, and working on our 3rd. But this next album, we've got some really strong songs on it too. So I'm excited.
Nice. Could you tell me a little bit, how do you approach your writing process?
I'm not one of those people, if I like force myself, to write or force myself to come up with something, it's usually not going to be my best work, because my brain will it gets tired, and I just don't want to think about it. I don't know. Or sometimes I'll think about it too much and then I can't sleep because I'm thinking about this dang song that, I'm trying to finish. But for the most part, gosh, there's only been a couple songs that just really like, flowed out of me within like 30 minutes. They were really easy to write. But most of them I have to spend a little time on, or I'll start a song and I'll get a verse and a chorus and it'll sit like in my phone. I have so many notes in my phone of songs that I have started and I haven't finished. And so usually I take those songs when I get stuck, and when they, book me a co-write with someone in Nashville, or I have several friends that I'll call up and be like, hey, I'm stuck. You want to help me write this song? Or the guy that owns my label, Lynn Snow, is an incredible songwriter. He wrote, I think, 8 of the 10 songs on my last album. And so usually I can, call him up or shoot him a text and be like, hey, fix this, or, help me out or whatever. And he does the same with me. So he'll send me stuff as well. So yeah, I don't really have like a exact process of things that I do, but I definitely try, but I try not to, just keep on and on and on. It wouldn't be my best work if I try to just force it, I guess.
Did you approach the co-writes differently this time versus your last album?
I definitely think that. So, I came into the writing game later on in life. I wasn't one of those kids that, was 12 or 13 years old and, writing in their diary, or like, whatever. Like I wasn't one of those. Like I could write you a letter, but I've never really tried writing a song until I had to live some life. Honestly, I think is my best answer for that. I lived a lot of life and a lot of heartbreak and things that I went through. And after I turned probably 23 or 24 is when I put a pen to paper and started trying to write some songs. So I'd probably say especially the last couple of years, I've gained more confidence from it. I've learned, a lot from writing with different people and learning other people's styles and how they write as well. So it's been a really good growing experience for me with my writing. And I think I'm just more confident now than I've ever been.
So who are some of your favorite songwriters / country artists that you draw inspiration from?
Oh man. I love Lainey Wilson. Actually got to write a song with Tranny Anderson. One of ours is going to be on my next album. I love Paul Overstreet was one of my favorites. I would absolutely love to write with him sometime. I've been writing quite a few with Bobby E. Boyd. He wrote God Bless the Broken Road for Rascal Flatts. I love writing with him. And he's just a sweetheart too. He lives there in Nashville, so I love writing with him.
What makes writing with him different?
I don't know. I think we just kind of have similar styles. I love traditional country music. I love the old school songs, and he's definitely an old school style writer.
All right.
I didn't say old.
You said old school, right?
Old school.
So, all right.
Well, Keith's old. It's okay.
I'm a bit of a music historian. So when you say old, what are we talking about?
Rascal Flatts, Keith.
Yeah, that's a whole 90s era.
Buddy of mine used to write for Joe Diffie. I didn't consider that old school. When you say old school, I tend to go back to like 1927.
Nobody goes that far back.
I think I could see that. But yeah, he's more of a traditional style writer, I guess.
All
and
right.
so we blend really well. Plus he can play the guitar phenomenally. So that's a big help, for me writing, because I can play the guitar, but not like that. Like he's really good.
Yeah, man, I tell you, some of those Nashville musicians are just off the hook.
Oh my gosh.
It is crazy.
It is very crazy. Very crazy.
Can you play the guitar well enough to write, like, to whatever you hear in your head? Can you put it out on the guitar?
Pretty much. And I have a couple of cheat chords because I'm not very good at making bar chords. So I've got a couple of cheat chords that I do that I can get around that. But yeah, I do pretty well when it comes to stuff that I want to write. So it works out.
All right. So this time around, you wrote more of the tracks that are on your record, or is going to be on your
Yes.
record.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do any of them 100% solo, or are they all co-writes?
I had one solo write on the last album, and I don't think I have any solo writes on this one. They're all co-writes, I believe.
So Jay was telling me you did a Christmas song this year.
I did. I did it my version of "I'll Be Home for Christmas." So that was my first ever Christmas song I covered.
Okay, so all right, Jay, what's your favorite Christmas song?
Oh dear God, I wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah, off the hook. What do you
I
got?
don't know. Baby, it's cold outside.
Baby, and Miss Billie Jo Jones. What about you?
Mine
Favorite.
is probably "I'll Be Home for Christmas." That was my grandparents' favorite song, and it's okay.
We already know that one.
Oh gosh, you know what? There's
Jingle
one
bells,
called
Keith.
there's one called "The Nativity." Leanne Womack did a version of that, and it is. I do love that song, and a lot of people don't know. They don't even know, haven't heard of it, but I love that song. It's called "The Nativity."
Yeah, we hear it on the Hallmark Channel. Christmas on Sirius XM there down the end. So yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And so, tell me about why did you decide to do a Christmas song this year?
We honestly weren't going to, and then I'm not really sure why, but my label was just like, let's do a Christmas song and put it out to radio. And I'm really glad that we did, because we made so many connections, even with that song. And I got to play at Charlotte McCoy's Music Row radio show that she hosts at CMA. Is it during CMA week or whatever there in Nashville? That's how I got to team up with her. And then she wound up loving my Christmas song and put it on her. She does like a Cumulus radio show or something that goes out, and it got put on there. And that song has just been crazy and was, one of the most downloaded songs for the Christmas radio part of it. So I think it was really cool. But we picked that song because it's my grandparents' favorite song. My grandparents raised me, so they are 90 and 86 years old. So it's their favorite Christmas song. So.
And they still go to every one of her shows, Keith.
They do. They come to almost all of them. Almost all.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They are her biggest fans for sure.
Mm-hmm.
When did you record, what time of the year did you record the Christmas song?
It was one of those super last minute things, because you know how you're supposed to record your Christmas song in August?
In July.
Or July, I don't know. July, August is when normal people do it.
You're supposed to decorate the studio.
I don't think we even went to the studio until, October. It might have been literally in October. And so Kent just got it done super fast and right back to us so we could send it out, I think November or so. Aw, there's my grandparents. They're precious. Papa looks like he's sleeping, but he wasn't. I don't. He was just listening to the music.
Yeah. My wife's, she accuses me of that quite a bit.
Yeah, because you actually are sleeping.
Looks like I'm sleeping, but I'm not sleeping.
So you recorded it fairly recently. Where did you record it?
At Kent Wells. Kent Wells did it on his studio there in Nashville. Yeah.
Did he do all the parts, or did you actually bring in musicians for this?
No, we had musicians. I was there whenever we did that part of it, and there was, gosh, I don't know, four or five of them, I think, there. And then Kent kind of went over the top and added other stuff, whatever producers do after that. But it was really good. And it wasn't a version that I was prepared for. I went in thinking I was doing the Martina McBride "I'll Be Home for Christmas" version, and went in there, and Kent's like, "No, I'm thinking we can do something different. Let's add this whole the part of it's I'm dreaming tonight of a place that I love even more than I usually do. That whole real pretty part or whatever." So I had to learn this whole part, and then we made it more of a George Strait country swing thing. I don't know, for the rest of it, and it turned out I love it. Yeah. It's really, I don't know. I don't want to brag, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It is actually pretty good.
So how do you like the whole studio process of recording? How long have you been involved in that?
I've been involved for a little bit. I mean, I recorded my first album when I was 18 years old. I did a gospel album, and then I released like singles from like 2016 to like 2022. I was releasing singles, well, a few singles, and then radio's so expensive. So then I quit releasing music to radio for a little bit, and then got involved with Get Joe Records and was signed to them for a recording and publishing deal. We still release singles to radio, but I have an actual album now. But I love the process, and I love it whenever you write a song and you record, this little thing on your phone, of the song that you just wrote, and you're so excited for it. And then you go and record like a little demo in a little better setting, so it sounds better, so the producer can tell kind of what you're going for. And then you give it to your producer. And then sometimes your producer just changes it all up and does what producers do, which me and Kent just work so well together. And he knows what he's doing, and he definitely helps, push me to that next gear, that next level. Because I'll go in with this note, and then he's like, let's do this one, and then he'll come in there and show me if I'm not hearing it. And like listening to him try to hit the note is even more fun, but I love it. He's compared me a couple of times to, cause he works with Dolly, but he's compared me to Reba a couple of times. And Reba is one of those people that just goes in and she can nail it within the first, couple times of going through her song. And sometimes I can do that. Other times it takes me a little bit, and we gotta, go over a few parts here and there, or I'll have to step outside and get some air, because I don't get mad at him. I get mad at myself, because I'm very hard on myself, and I'm a huge critic of my voice, and I know what I can do. And sometimes my voice just doesn't want to work, I guess. And so I'll have to go, step out, take a little break, and come back and have some hot tea, and then we're good to go. So
let me ask you a question on that note. You say you're a little hard on yourself. When you were recording the Christmas song, was that more of a relief to you in the studio than recording your own songs?
No.
So you still felt the pressure even then?
Absolutely not. Yeah, it was more pressure, because it's one of those things that like everybody's done it. Everybody's gone in, everybody goes and records covers or, whatever. And it's already been done. And some of the best have, put their versions out there. And so I went in with the mindset that I mean, whatever I do, I always want to work really hard and put out the very best quality that I can. But there's more pressure, because it's like when you go in there with your own song, you can do whatever you want. No one knows what it's supposed to sound like except for you, until you put that music out there. Everyone knows what this cover is or should sound like, I guess. So I had a little more pressure on me with that. Yes, but it actually wound up being one of my favorite like recordings that I've done. Even off of my whole country album that I just did, I think just the quality and my voice and like the music was just, I loved it. I love this Christmas song, and hopefully it'll be around for, like, will be around for forever, hopefully. So, yeah.
So the whole you don't mind the producers and all that kind of stuff changing up your arrangements or anything like that.
I work really well with them, and I've always been like that though. I take criticism really well. I don't really get mad or argue or whatever. Like I've kind of learned through the years on how to act. Now and for the most part, it's you have to find your people. You have to find your team. And I've found mine, and my team works really well together, from the label to my PR team to my producer. We kind of we work really well hand in hand. And if, someone has an idea and put it out there, and we all kind of talk about it, and, we might change up some words. Even while I'm recording the song, we're like, I don't know if those words are working. Let's change some of these words up,
Does that freak you out at all?
Not really, because most of the time it's like, man, why didn't I think about that? We just work really well together. So I know that there's probably sometimes or some people that go in there and they're like, no, this is how I want it. This is my song. This is how it should be. Whatever. And if you're like that, okay, that's how you are. But I'm not. I work really well with others, and I try to keep an open mind. I do have my moments where I can try to be a little bit of a brat on certain things if I'm kind of stubborn about it. But for the most part, I know that Kent knows what he's doing. So,
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool indeed. Jay doesn't take criticism very well.
No,
I criticize him all the time.
I can see that. Yeah. I can see that.
I'm married. I'm getting used to it very quickly.
You're too short, and you got to get rid of that hat.
Yeah, it is. It's my Boston hat, buddy. All right, I want to talk about your album here for a minute. Your new album. But before we get into it, you mentioned earlier about the challenges of life and having to live life before you could work on your writing process. Was there anything specific that happened in your life that was a turning point for you when it came to writing?
I think it was just the moment where I think I was scared. I was scared of writing. I was scared of putting things out there that people didn't know, or they may not have known, or, writing about I do really well writing about things that I've been through and my life story. I wrote a song about my grandparents, as to why my grandparents raised me, because my mom was and still is a drug addict. And so I wrote a song about that and put it out there. And that, I think it really just kind of came down to the point of, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put my story out there. I'm, going to put pen to paper and actually do it. I think it took a little bit of time to get the courage to do that, I think. So there wasn't really like a moment like, oh my gosh, I have to write about this. I just finally decided to stop being shy about it and just do it. So that's kind of where I went.
You said you got 12 songs for this new album and you've demoed them. So you do a rough demo guitar vocal either on your phone or some sort of recording device. You take them. Then take them to Kent and you go ahead and take them in the studio to record them. So are all the demos done at this point?
Or do you have like a multi-track on your phone nowadays? No, you just kind of.
Mine are just voice recordings, and then like today we went to my guitar player's house because he has like a fancier setup, kind of like a mini studio type thing, and so he does his fancy guitar stuff and maybe puts like a bass guitar on there, and then I put my vocals on there, and that's what we send to Kent. I'm pretty sure we're still writing one song. We're not completely finished with it, and we have another song that's supposed to be a duet, a girl duet that we have written, but we haven't figured out what girl we want just yet. So we're still working on that, but we have all the other ones done. There's actually one song that I've already recorded in the studio with Kent because we just couldn't wait. We were like, we got to get this in the studio. The music, everything's done on it. It is completely mastered. But the rest of them, we are going in and recording those in January. So excited.
Tell us about the duet for a second. Why Girl, and what's the story behind the song?
Ooh, so it's got to be a girl because, well, I actually originally started writing this song because my daughter got her heart broke. She was 13 at the time. She's now 14. But, it's like it was a real good one. So it starts out like, do you want to go trash his car? Do you want to burn the whole thing down? We can burn it down. Something like that. Anyway, so I started writing this song and I was going to write it as like an angry mom, like, mom taking up for her daughter thing. Well, now I sent it to Lynn over the label, and we were on a radio tour. I was actually doing a radio tour up in like Nebraska and Wisconsin and stuff. And so we're just driving around writing this song, and it turned into this girl and another girl figured out they were like dating the same person, I guess, type thing. So then it turns into, well, honey,
13.
Honey, you light the match and I'll throw it down type thing. And so it's called Throw It Down.
That is rough.
I know.
Hey, but I've got a killer revenge technique that I saw here in Vegas.
Okay.
That somebody put bird seed all over a car in a parking lot, and the pigeons, needless to say,
I like it.
Did all the work for them. So
I like it. Wait, are you in Vegas? Is that where you are?
Yes, ma'am. I sure am.
That's cool. I've got a show at Stoney's in Vegas on. We're opening for Shenandoah. I think it's January 21st. It's like a Monday night.
Really? Yeah, it's just
or Tuesday
right down
night.
the street from me. Are we a company held our Christmas party there?
Oh, very cool. That's where the guy that owns my label, he actually owns like a concrete company thing. So they're doing a concrete, the World of Concrete or whatever.
Oh man, that's huge here. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be over there the 21st. So I'm excited.
Stonies. Well, all right. Well, I might have to get some
be there,
tickets and
Keith?
just lurk in the background.
Well, you need to just send me a message and I'll get you in. It'll be fun. Shenandoah will be there and my band will be there, and I've got a couple of players that are gonna come play with me that live in Nashville. So it's gonna be cool. It'll be fun.
That's
Very
awesome.
Cool indeed.
Yeah.
Do you like playing in Vegas?
I've only played like acoustic there. I've never done a full band thing there, so I'm excited for that.
All right.
Oh, very nice.
I go to the NFR every year. So that's where
really? You're in the rodeo. Down at what you call it? South Point.
Yeah, I was over at South Point. Aaron Watson was playing a couple weeks ago whenever I was there. That was fun.
Yeah.
Wow. And this last thing off subject, but I was driving through South Point and I saw a bus for the high school rodeo team. So I guess there's an actual rodeo for high schoolers.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You actually have rodeo teams?
Yes. Rodeo teams for high school. It's a huge thing. I mean, it's big money too. Like you see all the guys, competing in the NFR for, hundreds of thousands, and there's thousands of dollars even in the high school age. It's crazy. It's
wow.
Really great.
Okay. I'm sorry. Back to the real.
No,
back to the real stuff.
we've discussed the rodeo. She's no joke with this stuff.
That's funny. I don't rodeo though. I love to watch it, but I was never I've been thrown off of too many horses.
She's been on the bull several times.
Oh, they got a mechanical bull at Stoney's.
Oh no, we don't do that either. You don't want to see that. I'm too old to be breaking things.
Dude, you ever go to the Wild Beaver in Nashville? It's a bar in Nashville.
Yeah.
It's down by the Renaissance. It's about a block over from Broadway. But every bachelorette party that comes through town, and Nashville is the bachelorette capital of the world, they all go over to the Wild Beaver and they have that mechanical bull. And all you see is just pictures of people falling off left and right. I would not even attempt to do it. Not even close. Anyways, back to this. I have another bone to pick with you, my friend. Since the last time you were on the show, you went ahead and won another award.
I did.
You did. Emerging Artist of the Year. What was that night like?
Oh my gosh. That was incredible. It was the Texas Country Music Awards at Billy Bob's in Fort Worth, Texas. And I was up for Emerging Artist of the Year and I won. And it was pretty incredible. And my grandparents were there and he actually wandered backstage and took some pictures of me with my trophy whenever I won. So that was precious. It was good. Oh, cool. You already found it. Look at you.
We don't mess around here.
We
don't mess around. We just leave Keith off the screen whenever we do it. Sometimes it's worth it just for that.
Oh my goodness. Poor Keith.
Poor Keith. You're the first person to ever say that. Poor Keith.
Exactly, Jay.
Years of doing this, and this is the first time anybody's ever said, poor Keith. So, back to your award, because that's really what we're here for, not Keith. So, your award, you had your grandparents there. How special is it to win an award, with your grandparents there?
Oh, man, it's so special. They have been my rocks and my roadies for forever. They have put so many miles on vehicles, driving me around to play fairs and festivals and churches and events, and flown with me when I did The Voice and American Idol, and they've just been everywhere with me. And so they've watched me be this 3 and 4 year old little girl, and we've got videos of me singing Shania Twain and Billy Ray Cyrus and the Dixie Chicks and all that stuff, to now going and headlining my own shows and opening for huge artist, and it's only getting bigger and better from here. And I'm just proud that they are still here to be a part of it, and that I can make them proud in the process. So it's been pretty awesome.
Now, what's the future hold? Clothing lines, private jets,
candles. It holds candles.
I do have candles. Do you know that?
I do know that.
Did you creep and see that? I'm like, how do you know?
Come on, tell me about a candle. Where are we getting candles now?
Oh no, I did a Christmas candle. Yeah, I did. But yeah, no, I'm hoping for clothing lines. I mean, I'm hoping for a private jet. I hate being in the car. Oh, there it is. There's my "I'll be home for Christmas" candle, and it smells amazing. Yeah, but no, I don't have clothing line yet. I need to get style first, I guess, before someone wants to do a clothing line.
I would say get style. Look at you tonight.
So what is in the future? What do you hope to accomplish here within the next couple of years? What's your dream goals here?
My dream goal, first and foremost, I've dreamed with my grandparents since I was a little girl. I want to play. I've been on the Grand Ole Opry. I did a benefit with Lee Greenwood, but I haven't had my debut. Like, I haven't stood in the circle moment, and that's something that everyone wants that, but it's something that I have, been trying to continue to work for to have that moment. So to play the Grand Ole Opry is at the top of my list. I want to get on a tour, like an actual tour. I mean, I go and play shows, all over, and I've opened for like Ray Price and the Oak Ridge Boys and Pat Green and Jared Neiman and Jack Ingram, but I've never been on like a consistent tour. You know how people go out for several weeks at a time. I want to do that. I feel like I would do really well with it. So I want to go on a big tour, and then hopefully one day that would lead to doing my own stadium tour. Would be ideal. But I have really big goals. I'm determined. We're doing really, really well, and we're meeting the right people and making the right connections, and trying to do what we think is best. And we've had a really great year. I found out I'm also up for 6 nominations. I don't know if you saw that, for the Texas Regional Radio Awards show. And that's at Texas Live there next to the Texas Ranger Stadium there in Arlington in March. So I'm up for female artist, new female artist. My song "Some Girls Don't Cry" is up for single of the year, music video of the year, and album of the year. And then I'm up for a duo of the year with Jenny Dale Lord. So 6 nominations right now. So I'm super excited.
Cool.
Yeah.
It is very impressive.
Yeah. Thank you.
You mentioned doing something with Lee Greenwood. What was it you did with Lee Greenwood?
So it was called Helping a Hero benefit that Lee Greenwood is a part of, and they give veterans homes. They have, certain number. I don't even know how many homes they gave away, but they do a benefit concert, and they held it at the Grand Ole Opry, and Mark Wills was there.
Another great artist.
Oh my gosh, what's her name? We were matching. Paula Dean. Paula Dean was there, and we were almost matching in our clothes. I just thought that was so cool. But it was cool. I got to walk around backstage and meet different stars and be on the stage with Lee Greenwood when we sang "God Bless the USA." So it was pretty incredible night for sure.
I only ask her that, Keith, because Andy Hull is the drummer for Lee Greenwood.
Very cool.
And his son actually plays guitar now as well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I guess talent is genetic then.
Oh, yeah, isn't that fun?
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Andy Hull is one of the best studio drummers I know, and he's on the road right now with Clint Black.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, he's
awesome.
He's the man. I also want to mention, show this picture here real quick, because I just think that is like one of the best pictures you have. Just throwing that out there.
Thank you. That's my whole album cover too. We've made vinyls and stuff for my first album, and yeah.
Did you? I'm an avid vinyl collector, so I'll have to go on Amazon.
Are you good?
Yeah.
With all that stuff behind you there, Keith, nobody could tell.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. Couldn't tell at all.
I do love that picture, and matter of fact, I think if I'm not mistaken, there's a post of mine going out on Instagram tomorrow that includes your photo there. I just steal your stuff,
cool.
so don't mind me.
It's fine.
I just steal your stuff all the time.
I'm let you. I'll let you.
Let me steal your stuff. I appreciate that. I really do. Earlier you mentioned doing some stuff while you're in Nashville, which includes TV. What's going on the television?
There's some stuff that I can't talk about that has to do with TV. There's
that's the stuff to tell us about.
Well, I can't. There's other stuff, and I'm so bad with secrets, so that's not good. Don't do that to me.
What secret are you talking about?
No. There's other stuff that I did. I did an RFD TV interview there in Nashville, and then I did a CCM performance. Kent actually came and met me, and we played my Christmas song.
Oh, he played with you?
Oh, yeah. And we didn't even practice it. I was like, hey, can you come play this song for me? Because I cannot play that song on the guitar. And he's like, yeah, I'll do it. So he ran up there in the middle of the session and walked in. He's like, now what song are we playing again? And I'm like, oh no. Oh no. I was like, we're playing I'll Be Home for Christmas. And he's like, oh, okay. We go in there, sit down. He plugs in. He's like, I'm not gonna do anything fancy. I'm just gonna strum the first note and you go. And I'm like, okay. Like we didn't no practice, no nothing. And so he strums the note, and I start singing, and we played it all the way through, first take, no mess ups, and they posted the video, a few hours later, and he went on back to the studio, and then he went to the studio and bragged to the guy Kyle that works for him, and he's like, yeah, me and that girl, we went up there and played that song, and it was a mic drop. We were done. Oh yeah, there's Lee. He's so nice.
TV appearances. You're gonna break into acting, huh?
Oh,
Keith, don't get her to spill her secrets now.
It's definitely not acting. I would love to try that sometime. I think that would be fun.
She's not supposed to talk about her new reality show, Keith. So stop.
Or Landman. Have you seen Landman?
Oh, I'm obsessed. You know that's how my label found me.
She's going to be on Landman.
No, I wish.
Tell me about it, because I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
I opened for Billy Bob Thornton 3 years ago, and that's where my label found me, because a friend of theirs was playing for Billy Bob Thornton in Lindell.
She's going to be on Landman.
No,
that's what it is.
I'm not. I am not. Oh my gosh, I'm not. I wish his wife and his daughter in that. Oh my.
Yeah, it's a cause for Jay. If you haven't seen it, it's one of the top series out right now. It's on
you gotta go watch it.
Paramount Plus or whatever. Billy Bob Thornton.
Yes.
Is a Texas oil man.
Yeah, he fits the role perfectly.
Yeah, it's you would love it. You would love it.
Dude, he's awesome. I love him.
It's so good. It's so good.
And it's in Texas.
It is.
That's very cool. Is Midland, Texas really like that?
No, it is. I think they're making it look better than what it actually is, but yeah, it's pretty bad.
Ooh. All right, back to your music.
Well, I won't be getting any shows in Midland anytime soon.
Billy Bob Thornton's in my favorite Christmas movie, Keith. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
I just watched that the other day for the first time.
For the first time?
The first time.
Oh,
that Bad Santa?
Yes, I watch it every year for Christmas. What did you think of it?
It was good. It was good.
Oh, it is hilarious. It is.
It's so hilarious.
That's
it's so
John
hilarious
Ritter's last movie too.
Oh, is
I don't know if I can let my kids watch that, but
no.
it's pretty,
My 10-year-old daughter keeps asking me if she can watch it. I'm like, I don't care. Your mother already hates me. I don't care. Come on, watch it. Babe, if you're listening, it's just a joke. It's just a joke.
You're going to be in trouble. You're already in trouble.
I'm already in trouble. Don't start. Don't spill the tea or I'll make you spill yours.
Oh, no.
No.
Okay.
So what's the secret you're keeping? Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought.
So what is your favorite Christmas movie?
Bad Santa, by far.
Yeah, I know that one.
Mine, oh gosh. I mean, I love all the Home Alones, but I would probably Elf. I love Elf.
Oh man, everybody loves Elf.
I love that. I love that movie. I've watched it so many times too.
Everybody loves Elf. Man, I like A Christmas Story. That's my favorite. The dialogue in there cannot be beat.
I like a non-traditional one It's not quite a Christmas movie. It just takes place over Christmas, and it's not Die Hard. I like While You Were Sleeping.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yes.
I
don't know why, but I really like that movie.
Oh, very cool. What about are you like trying to actively also work in like television placement, sync licensing, or anything to push your songs into the next episode of Landman or anything?
We have not done that. I'm not saying that we won't ever, but it hasn't been in the works or anything. We've had so much. Yeah, there's just been a lot. But I mean, I would love that. I mean, I think there's a couple of songs of mine that would be great for some TV stuff, but we just haven't gone that route yet. So
you need to ring Billy Bob up right now and say, "Hey, BBT, it's me."
Yeah. My label probably could. They're good friends with him, but we've actually, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I don't want to give away too much. We've talked about possibly doing something with him sometime, not in the TV part, but musically on one of my songs that we're remixing. So cool. I'll just say that. I don't know if it'll work out, but I think it would be really cool, especially since he's so hot right now with Landman. Like, it's what everybody talks about. Like, it'd be great to hop on that train.
I have to watch this thing now.
Yeah, you got to.
Dude, I haven't seen any TV in ages, and now I'm writing it down. I'll watch it.
It's good. You'll like it. And then you have to let us know what you think after you do.
I will. No. You guys will have to come back on. Now we're going to do a reunion thing. Oh.
And now we're going to talk about the TV series. Yeah.
What did you do with the #1 plaque you received?
It is hanging on my music room wall, along with the other #1 plaque. And there's no more room on the wall. So I need a bigger house or another wall.
Bigger wall.
No, I need a bigger wall.
What else is in the music room?
Everything. There's so many trophies. I have a big record player that was literally free that someone was just getting rid of, and we picked it up, and it's old, super old, but I love records. So I've got a record player that takes up like the whole wall. I have my piano in there. Couple of banners and posters from gigs that I've, cool gigs that I've done, I guess. I just need a bigger music room. That's all there is to it.
Keith, get on that for her.
Yeah.
Help a girl out. You're not that far away.
Gives me crap about my records all the time.
I don't have as many as you.
I've been carrying it around for decades.
Since 1972. Back to our friend here. This photo here.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a special shoot? Did you do a shoot for these photos?
I did. I actually did a photo shoot for that album cover that you like, the sunglasses, and then we just took some more pictures while we were there to have. That was JME Studios in Tyler, Texas. Actually did all those photos, and she did my whole album artwork and everything as well. So she did pretty awesome.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, because those pictures, I don't know what it is about them, but I think they stand out leaps and bounds from some of the other stuff. I mean, they really have something about them that I like.
Tell me about a photo shoot. Is it, are the photographers like Zoolander or anything like that? Just show it, give it to me. Doing all that stuff, throwing the camera around.
Not really. She and I have worked together, I guess, like grown up together in this business, because, a few years ago, she was just starting out taking pictures, and I was kind of, doing a little bit more with my music and going full time with it. And so we've kind of grown up together, and not grown up, but not age wise, but we've,
career wise.
Yeah. And so she's she's killing it. And this last photo shoot was definitely one of my favorites that we've done so far. And she killed it. We captured that album cover for my song, Some Girls Don't Cry. It was perfect. I don't know. Everything about it was just perfect. So I enjoy getting to work with her. She's not crazy, but she knows like what I need to, like, we'll put on, different songs. Like, I love to listen to music while I'm doing a photo shoot. And she also she'll show me what to do, because I'm not a natural person in front of the camera. I don't know, I can't do exactly what, natural models do, I guess. But if someone shows me what to do, then I can, copy it or might, put my own little flair to it. But
do you like doing the photo shoots?
I do. I actually have another photo shoot. That's why another reason I'm going to Nashville in January to work with, oh my gosh, Happy Pain photographer or Pain photography. I don't know. Maybe Happy.
Wait a minute. That sounds familiar.
Adrian Payne is his name. Happy is his wife. Adrian Payne photography in Nashville.
My wife's the furthest thing in the world from Happy.
I don't even know. I don't know where that came from, but yeah, I'll be there in January doing that. So I love doing the photo shoots.
So what music are you listening to? I mean, were you carrying your vinyls with you and, cranking that up?
No, for that one shot, the Some Girls Don't Cry shot that you like, I was listening to Some Girls Don't Cry because I was trying to get into the character of, I don't care that you broke my heart. I'm going to go out and have fun with the girls, whatever. Like I got into my character. So I was listening to that song on that certain shot. But usually even before my shows, right now I'm on a Zach Top kick. Like I'm obsessed with Zach Top. I think that we would be amazing doing a duet together, but I listen to his music all the time. So when I'm getting ready for a show, I put my AirPods in and I'm playing Zach Top's entire album. I love it.
All right. Well, before we wrap things up here at the top of the hour, one more thing I wanted to ask you about. You get a lot of young girls that come up and talk to you and get involved with you and I assume idolize you. What's that feel like for you to have people just want to be like you?
I love it. It's one of those things that my grandma's always taught me, from the moment, oh my gosh, from when I was a kid, is she's always told me to be careful about what you say, be careful what you do, what you post on, social media. So anything I post or anything I do or songs that I sing or the clothes that I wear, I want to try and be that, role model for those younger kiddos that are coming up, especially my own daughter that is 14 years old going on 30, I feel like. But they, having the younger girls, look up to me and want to be like me or want to follow their dreams, because it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been, an easy time, getting to where I am, but I've worked hard. I've put the hard work in, and I feel like if anyone has a dream, no matter what it is, to go for it. And that's the one thing I've wanted to show my kids is no matter how big I get or how far I get in this journey, I love what I'm doing. God didn't give me this voice to just sit at home with it. I know that I'm, meant to be out there performing and touring and stuff. So I love it. There's actually a girl, her name is Bailey, that lives down the road from me. And she sends me messages all the time on Messenger. She's like 16 years old and she's, watched me since she was like 13. And she's like, I'm so proud of you. She saw that I won the award. She's like, I'm so proud of you. You won Emerging Artist. I love your album. Like, she'll try to come to my shows. Like, it's really cool. It's really cool to see. So I try to be a good role model to all of them. So
a big thanks to Billie for taking the time to share her stories with us. A big thanks to Keith for joining me. And thank you for taking the time to hang with me here. I really do appreciate it. If you know anyone that would enjoy this episode, please be sure to share it. You can do that and find the links to everything mentioned over at jfranzi.com/episode 111. Thanks again for listening, and I'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening to The Jay Franzi Show. Make sure you visit us at jfranzi.com. Follow, connect, and say hello. This episode has been brought to you by VR Knives, your source for 100% custom knives made by a true rock star. So, if you're in the market for a new piece of art, reach out to VR Knives. 407-421-5528. 407-421-5528.